Tonight, from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 1 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raiders getting ready to go to work for the first time, and they're led by their quarterback in his 8th season now in silver and black, Derek Carr. On 1st and 10, Carr eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Henry runs 78 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say that it'd get tested on play number 1. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots. But that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate. If we had $1 for every time we heard a team talk about explosive plays and how valuable they are, we probably wouldn't have to work very much. And we just saw a big one there. And then they tried to go explosive again, going for 2.
Yeah, is that a little too risky, you think? Just kick the extra point?
And you know, I'm all about getting points. And if I feel good about my kicker, I go ahead and do that. But with that ball at the 2-yard line, going for 2, I think it's awfully tempting for teams nowadays.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. Now Carson fumbles the football, and the Raiders have recovered.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Carl trying again on 2nd down. He'll buy some time right. And he will find his man Ruggs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit.
And that is caught. It's Rollins. Touchdown, Vegas. Henry Ruggs with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So their 2nd touchdown of this first half, they went for 2 after score number 1. Didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, only up 12-0. 1 extra point on the other side could ultimately beat you if they score twice.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On third down, Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Carr now on first down. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw his Carr. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. It's a big play there for Vegas. Pete Carroll none too pleased with that last call. He's going to throw.
After review the play, the run on the field is reversed.
So Pete Carroll, always a guy to trust his instincts, and his instincts were right on that one. And got his man complete. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Carr. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. Throwing now is Carr. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic.
And that is caught. It's Ruggs. Touchdown, Vegas. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, is car race?
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. And I think they're going to take So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and give and make a play.
Now after the INT, it's Carr going for it all. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball. Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that is caught. It's Rhodes. Touchdown, Vegas. Making 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline. Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it, it's scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over. Carr will look to throw. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational? It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you... And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Carr. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Out to his left. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. To throw, it's Carr. Completes this out left to Ruggs. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. They'll go for it. It's Carr. Buying time to his left. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. And
he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A 4th down pass interference call.
And everyone works hard on 3rd down. That's usually the money down. Get off the field. It intensifies when it's a 4th down. You think you've got it done. You think you've completed the play. Instead, you see a flag, pass interference, gives them a new set of downs.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll make it 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end, and he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play there for Vegas.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Now Carr. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect. And
that is caught. It's Ruggs. Touchdown, Vegas. Henry Ruggs there to make the grab. And the Raiders are pouring it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken from about the 12. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. On first down, Carr looking for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. This is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Henry runs a 24-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have taken a 6-touchdown lead. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes, someone delivering it accurately, offensive line giving him time to throw the ball. A true team record, but he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And his throw is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass, and oh, he coughed it up, and the Raiders pick it up. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
So, partner, that play broke huge. And when you can get a guy into the open field after the catch, he does actually turn into a running back, but in this case,
that's not his role.
No, not ultimately, because he didn't do what? He didn't secure the football. And if he had done that, that play would have been spectacular. Instead, he turns it over.
Yeah, a big play, all for naught. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position. Touchdown! Complete at the one. Henry runs a 14-yard touchdown. And the silver and black continue to roll. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator, just old-fashioned pencil and paper trying to total it up. The number is staggering. What a performance. This man knows how to find the end zone and make it count.
They'll look to throw, and this is going to be caught. I'm not sure about the need to go for two, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.